Some people give up easily not because they are weak, lazy, or incapable, but because their mind has learned that quitting feels safer than continuing, especially after repeated experiences of stress, failure, or disappointment. When a person tries hard in the past and feels that their effort does not change the outcome, the brain may begin to believe that trying is useless, and this belief slowly shapes how they respond to future challenges. Over time, this way of thinking becomes automatic, so when a new problem appears, the mind quickly reacts with thoughts like, "I can't do this," or "there's no point," even before real effort has started. People who give up easily often have low confidence in their abilities, not because they truly lack skill, but because they have learned to judge themselves based on past failures instead of their ability to learn and improve. When something feels difficult, they may interpret the difficulty as a sign that they are not capable, rather than understanding that difficulty is a normal and necessary part of learning for everyone. Strong emotions such as fear of failure, embarrassment, anxiety, or shame can make challenges feel overwhelming, and quitting becomes a way to escape these uncomfortable feelings as quickly as possible. In the short term, giving up can bring relief because the pressure disappears, but in the long term it teaches the brain that quitting is the best way to handle stress. As this pattern repeats, the brain becomes more sensitive to difficulty, and even small challenges can trigger the urge to stop trying. Many people who struggle with giving up easily grew up in environments where mistakes were criticized, failure was punished, or effort was ignored, which shaped how they learned to respond to challenges. If a person was often told they were not good enough or compared to others, they may learn to associate effort with emotional pain instead of growth. Some people also learn this pattern when they experience situations where outcomes feel out of their control, such as unstable family environments, unfair treatment, or repeated rejection. When someone believes that success depends mostly on luck, fate, or other people, they may feel powerless, and quitting becomes a logical response because effort does not seem to matter. People who believe abilities are fixed, meaning you either have talent or you do not, often give up faster because failure feels like proof that they are limited as a person. In contrast, people who believe abilities can grow through practice are more likely to continue, because they see mistakes as part of progress rather than evidence of failure. Over time, repeated giving up can lower motivation, weaken self-confidence, and strengthen the belief that challenges should be avoided whenever possible. This can create a cycle where low confidence leads to giving up leads to fewer successes, and fewer successes further reduce confidence. The brain plays a role in this process because repeated stress and failure can make it more alert to threats and less responsive to rewards, making effort feel heavier than it actually is. As a result, persistence can feel exhausting, while quitting feels like relief, even when quitting leads to long-term regret. The important thing to understand is that giving up easily is not a permanent personality trait, but a learned response shaped by past experiences. The brain is capable of learning new patterns, especially when it is given repeated evidence that effort can lead to positive outcomes. Starting with small and manageable goals is helpful because each completed task sends a message to the brain that trying can be safe and rewarding. Small successes matter because they slowly rebuild trust in oneself and weaken the belief that effort is pointless. Learning to see mistakes as information instead of personal failure reduces fear and makes challenges feel less threatening. Supportive self-talk, such as reminding yourself that struggle is normal and temporary, can interrupt automatic thoughts that push you to quit. Creating an environment where effort is valued more than results helps the brain associate trying with safety rather than danger. Patience is important because changing this pattern takes time, and setbacks do not mean failure but are part of the learning process. With repeated practice, encouragement, and a kinder way of viewing mistakes, people who give up easily can slowly develop stronger persistence. In the end, understanding why you give up easily is not about blaming yourself, but about recognizing that this behavior once served a purpose and can now be gently replaced with healthier responses. When people learn that difficulty does not define their worth and that effort is meaningful even when progress is slow, giving up loses its power. This shows that the tendency to give up easily is not who a person is, but something they learned, and anything learned can be unlearned with time and care.